Welcome back to the 513 podcast. I'm Nick Nickel, also known as Bengals Storm. I'm not with any guests today, but I'm in co-host, but I'm here with a very special guest, East Tennessee State running back, undrafted free agent Jacob SAYLORS. How you doing today, man?
I'm great, man. Appreciate the opportunity to get on here.
Yeah, man, great to have you on. Great to have you in the Natty and the 513.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can't wait to see what you can do come August, but today we got some questions to ask you.
Let's go.
All right, so first question I have for you today is, can you explain why you decided you wanted to go to Cincinnati, and were there any other offers you got, and if so, why did you choose Cincinnati over them?
Yeah, man. Well, coming from a mid-major school, I didn't have too much, coming through the draft process. I kind of knew my limitations. I knew I probably wasn't going to get drafted, but I knew I would get the opportunity, a shot somewhere. And I had a couple of teams reach out, but when I got the call from Cincinnati, dude, I jumped on it because I'm a winner. I've been in a winning program since I was in high school, and it's obvious that that's what Cincinnati has going on, and it's only up from here. So, I seen the opportunity to be part of something great in the making, and be surrounded by some great players, and some great coaches, and it's a great time to be in Cincinnati, man.
Yeah, man, I know it's only been like a month you're in Cincinnati for OTAs, rookie minicamp, and whatnot, but can you tell me how it was so far for Cincinnati? And I know you got training camp in a few days, so there'll be a lot more to learn, but how has it been so far?
Man, it's been everything I dreamt of and some. It's just the caliber of players and the caliber of organization that they have going on in Cincinnati. It's a great thing. They have some great vets in the building that are able to mentor some of us rookies and kind of show us the ropes along the way, man. And it's a very inclusive culture going on in Cincinnati. Everybody that's there is on the same mission. That's to win the Super Bowl and to grow with one another and to grow the team. And I just couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
Yeah, man, I mean, Cincinnati definitely, when Joe came around, it's been a winning organization, but talking about the coaches, how's it been being developed by Zach Taylor, Brian Callahan, and Justin Hill?
Yeah, man. I think Zach, he's bringing a new perspective to the NFL. What he's doing with the team right now is really molding them to be successful. Being a ground nose hard team, but also being smart in various different ways that I wasn't expecting when I came into the NFL. And I really appreciate my coach, Hill, the running back coach, man. He's very patient. Jumping rookie mini camp in the next week. They're already deep into the playbook. So Coach Hill having the patience to kind of slow things down or spend some extra time with some of us rookies, it's a huge benefit that I don't think many NFL organizations get. And Coach Cali, man, like the offense that we play in is super exciting. We have playmakers all across the field, and they're going to do their job, and Coach Cali is going to make sure that they're in the right position to get it done.
Yeah, man, I mean, like what you said, the coach, it's really like a huge step forward into a Super Bowl, because back then it was just no disregards on Marvin Lewis or any of the coaching staff back then, but it was just night and day, really. Zach Taylor really found the team he wanted, and you're just a small piece, but hopefully it'll become a large piece of the puzzle for a Super Bowl reign soon. But moving on to the next question is, can you tell the fans a bit about your game and what you do good and what you want to improve at?
Yeah, man. I like to define myself as a football player. I don't like to necessarily categorize myself as just a running back. I'm a guy that loves the game of football just as much with the ball in my hands as I do without the ball in my hands. I'm somebody that's going to be fiery on the field and off the field, and be the best teammate I can be. I'm just as hard as I'm on myself. I want to be able to push my teammates in a positive manner every day, and like I said, with the football or without the football in my hands, man, I'm a guy that's going to get on the football field and try to make plays in every category of the game. Special teams, blocking, whatever it may be. I'm just a guy that loves this sport, and I'm gonna play with all my might and leave no stone unturned. You know, like I'm like a little motto that I've always lived by is leave no doubt, and that's helped me get me in the position that I'm in right now. And that there's a lot of ways you can kind of portray that saying, but you know, for me, it's more so just no regrets and off the field or on the field, you know, however you can apply yourself, make sure you're doing everything to better the team. And whenever you focus on making the team better, you yourself is going to get better. So that's really the type of player that I am. I don't think of myself as a freak athlete per se. I'm just a guy that loves football. I'm nitty gritty. I like the details of the game. I'm very detail oriented. So that's how I like to get ahead of the competition. Is just outperform them off the field. So when I get on the field, I make it easier for me and my teammates.
Yeah, and speaking of the competition, that was my next question. The Bengals lost Samaje Perine, which, first of all, if you were RB2, you'd look just like him with the beard. But what do you say is your goal to try to get a roster spot now that there's a competition between you, Calvin, Chase Brown, Travion, and Chris Evans, all for that RB2 spot?
Yeah, I think going back to what I said earlier, just being focused on creating the best team atmosphere I can will ultimately help me become the best football player I can be. And no doubt there's competition. We love competition as football players. But I'm just going to leave everything I got on the field, and wherever I can fit in, where the team needs me to fit in, that's where I'm happy to apply myself. So like I said, it's a huge blessing to be in the building, and I'm not taking a day for granted. So I'm starting my way from the bottom. You know, my goal is just to maintain my parents in the building. You know, I want to stay in the building as long as I got my foot in the doorway. I feel like there's more to be had. There's success to be had. So, you know, I'm really just focusing on that and kind of letting God take care of everything else behind the scenes, you know, because ultimately it's not my decision where I want to be. You know, I feel like everybody in this position, you know, wants to be on the field, wants to compete, you know, wants to have an impact on the game. But just as much of an impact on the game as a RB2 or RB3 has, I feel like RB4 or even a practice squad guy has a huge influence on the game and a huge influence on the success of a team. You know, if you have people out there not not thriving in their role, not excelling in their role, you know, that's ultimately going to drag the team down. So I'm somebody that's just going to get in where I can fit in with this team, and then just apply myself and grow from there, and just continue to reach for the stars. You know.
Yeah, man. Just really love what you said there. I mean, obviously there is a lot of competition. So, and as of right now, you're bottom of the chart, but obviously anyone can. Like 2019, we had a wide receiver, Damian Willis was his name, and he was undrafted. He was a starter week one. The Bengals have been known to get undrafted free agents on the roster, and sometimes they even start games. So maybe you'll luck out, or maybe you'll just make the practice squad and have your opportunity come later this year. But a lot of confidence overall, in my opinion. But
Absolutely. Absolutely. This training camp, I've been preparing for it, you know, all off season, and I have a lot of confidence, like you said, going into it, and just kind of how in the mini camp period, I was able to get, you know, more comfortable with my coaches, more confident, and learn them as well as them learn me and the type of player I am, and somebody that's gonna stay in meetings early or get in there early and stay late, you know, and just do everything in my power to help the Bengals get to where we want to be, and that's a Super Bowl champions.
yeah, man. So next question I have for you is, how has it been working with the offensive linemen so far?
It's great, man. I have a huge appreciation for my linemen. They, you know, when I started playing running back when I was in Little League, just because I've always understood the importance of them. They need me just as much as I need them. So, you know, I have to encourage them, be their support in their ear whenever they need it, and they have been that for me too. And I've loved getting to know these guys, the O linemen especially. We have a great group of guys on the O line, some vets that really know their stuff, and they're not afraid to go down to rookie level and talk to me and spend some time with me, on the way to practice in the locker room and talking to me, kind of catching me up to speed, telling me how things work in the NFL, because it's a business, no doubt about it. And there are certain things that we can control, but there's a lot we can't control. So, you know, that stuff you won't learn from anywhere else except having vets. And our offensive linemen are some of the best in the league, no doubt about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of glass eaters up front, from new guys Orlando and Cody to Ted, Kappa, Collins, Carmen, Jonah, even the Nate Galum and Devin Cochran. They'll eat glass for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's right.
But moving on to more, I like to call it comedy-based questions. Is there any specific player that you are just ready to face in training camp, whether it's like one-on-one with a linebacker or a cornerback or a safety, that just like licking your chops right now, wanting to face them?
There's not necessarily one player out there that I've just been licking my chops. Really, just the whole defense and all. And OTAs and stuff, we're in helmets only, so there's a lot of chirp, a lot of chatter, and not a lot to back it up. So going into training camp, I'm just excited to kind of get more physical. That's the biggest part of the game that I love, is just the physicality of the game and being able to just show your dominance in different ways. And it's part of the game to knock somebody down or get knocked down and get back up, and these are your teammates out here, so it's always laughs, it's always fun. But when the pads get on, it gets serious. So I'm just looking forward to being able to get out there and compete on the highest level in the world, man, honestly.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a Lou Anarumo defense, so everyone there will be great at what they do. So, I mean, I can't wait to see what happens in one-on-one. But is there any story that you want to tell Houday Nation that's happened so far in OTA and mini camp and whatnot? Any funny story you got?
Oh, man, not one that jumps off, not one that I remember necessarily. There's been some great moments, kind of just where I've just been in the back of the meeting room, and as a rookie, we're not in there, clowning around or anything like that. We haven't earned our keep, but just we have a great group of guys. These guys love what they do, and you got to have fun with what you do at the end of the day. And they've taught me that kind of along the way, and I'm looking forward to earning my keep, so I can get up there and kind of mesh with them in a humorous way, per se. So not a funny story, but just stay tuned for training camp. I'm sure there's more to come. Mic'd up practices, stuff like that. There's a lot to be said out there, so y'all stay tuned.
All right. How's it been working with Joe Mixon so far?
It's been great, man. Honestly, it's just not knowing what to expect coming into the room. He's going into a seventh year, but he's been a great mentor for me on the field and off the field. Spending time with us rookies off the field to kind of bond and kind of lead the way. And on the field, he's been not short but helpful. If he sees some way he can help me and the other rookies, he doesn't hesitate to kind of correct us in a manner. And it's great to have a mentor like him in the room. There's not many seven-year backs in the league, so he's seen a lot, and he knows a lot.
Yeah, and speaking about Mixon, mainly the whole running backs thing in general, is there anything you want to say about the recent? Some running backs are taking pay cuts. Some are not getting the extensions they want. Is there anything you want to say about the whole running back extension crisis going on?
Yeah, I've been seeing that, man. But honestly, on my outtake, I haven't been playing, in the league for several years. There's a lot, in this position, you really put your body on the line, just like everybody do. But running back is kind of that position where like any hit is free on us. Like there's blocking bad calls, high-low calls, but all of that goes on the running back. So I can kind of understand why some people, feel certain ways. But for me, we're in a blessed position. We get to play the sport that we love to play, and we get to have fun with it every single day, man. So no matter the pay, we make ample amount of money to be able to take care of our family and those that matter truly to us. So to me, money is not a huge variable to this. I'm just blessed to be in this position, blessed to be able to go out and sport my last name, sport my family, sport my city. That's what it's, and just performing in the best way I can for them is a lot. That means a lot to me. I'm very prideful about where I come from and who I represent, and every opportunity that I get to, I try to do my best at that. So
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, it's just a blessing for any running back to make it to the NFL. But obviously, some running backs think they deserve more than what's being offered now. But I mean, I understand from both sides after some recent contracts given out, and they
yeah,
get caught after 1 year because suddenly 5 of their knees go out, even though they only had 2 to start the year. But
exactly.
yeah. But going. Oh,
Oh snap!
I did not know. I live in Wisconsin, and I did not know it was 12. That giant horn goes off every day at 12. I completely forgot about it.
No worries, dude.
I'll probably edit it out. But all right. So the last question I have for you today is the question. You said you've listened to some of these before, so you think you know what's coming up. The paint pong and cornhole question. How have you been doing in the locker room so far at that?
Man, honestly, it caught me by surprise how good these guys are at ping pong. I thought I was above average. I played baseball in high school, and we had a ping pong table. I used to tear everybody up in it. So when I got into the building, I was kind of watching some of these games, and I was like, okay, like some of these guys are good, like some of them are all right. And then I played one vet, and he tore me up. I got like 1 point, and that
Wow.
it humbled me real quick, dude. So I need to put some more practice in. I need some more hours in the locker room, to catch up. I haven't got on the bags yet, with a serious game.
Yep.
Guys just get in there and play around. But ping pong, man, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. These guys, they spend a lot of time in the locker room, and it shows. It shows.
Yeah, man. I mean, during the off season, it's just been insane seeing how serious people take it. Brad Robbins is hustling people over here. Terrell Basham bought a ping pong table in his basement practicing every day. But God, it's hilarious. But yeah, man, I can't wait to hear what happens come next week. But I think that's all I have for you today, Jake. Is there anything you want to say to Who Day Nation?
Who they man, get ready for a ride. The team's working hard, and we're looking forward to a successful season. So we love and appreciate y'all support every single day. So just continue to show up and show out.
Yeah, man, but I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you for anyone listening to the 513 podcast. Make sure to subscribe and make sure to follow the socials, link in the description, and make sure to follow Jacob here on all his socials as he hopefully represents that number 34, makes the 53, and hopefully balls out in Cincinnati.
That's right, man.